And just like that, guys, we are already getting our first new update, new patch of the new year. Happy 2025. This bad boy is coming just over 24 hours after I publish this video. So let's actually begin there. No intro, no nothing. Let's dive right in. The update will begin January the 9th, 2025 at 7:15 p.m. UTC -8. So if you want to figure out what time that is for you, UTC -8 is Pacific Standard Time, aka California time, if you're nasty. So for me, in Mountain Standard Time, this will be at 8:15 p.m. that it begins. If you live in Eastern Standard Time, it will be at 10:15 p.m. And then if you live in Central European Time, it will be at 4:15 a.m. on the 10th of January. But all of this will be updated basically wherever you live, unless it's Australia or something, by the morning of January the 10th. And it is a big ass update. It's a big update with a capital B. You saw how big the word big was on my thumbnail. That is with good reason. We're getting a major glow up in a very positive way to how gear works and gear farming works in this game. We're getting some nice new content. We're getting the introduction of a new incredible hero and tons of other things that we must discuss. So without further ado, let's begin. I want to show you, I've got the test server. This is the Fastidious test server pulled up. Because the update's coming so soon, many of the features are already live on test server. So as we go through it point by point, I can head over to the test server and show you what it will actually look like when it arrives in just over a day's time. You know, you don't have to just listen to me read the notes. Let's get some value out of this video. I'm going to go as fast as I possibly can, but there are a lot of notes. We're going to aim for 20 minutes or less. Let's begin. So here's a change right off the bat. I hope they make permanent. You'll see the compensation for the update is no longer 100 diamonds. They have 3x that. It is 300 diamonds. That is not insignificant. Off to a good start. First things first, we're getting some reworks and buffs and touch-ups on heroes. There's a lot, which is exciting. There's 6 of them. It's not as exciting as you think. Lots of this is just little bug fixes or optimizations. First off, we've got Lyra. Lyra is going to have some of her special effects optimized. I believe this is going to be visual. From the brief testing I did, I don't see anything changing in her kit, but hey, that's solid. We've got Volca, everyone's favorite hero. Optimize the basic attack animation. This actually will make her a little bit better. Sometimes her animation wasn't hitting enemy units when it should have been, so she was missing out on a little DPS. This is obviously a big positive. The biggest one of these 6 is going to be the change to Zealatu over here. You can see Zealatu, they fixed an issue where her soul siphoning passive was only dealing level 1 damage during her ultimate. All of Zealatu's damage comes during her ultimate, so the fact that even if you had that maxed out to level 5, she was only dealing level 1 damage, that is disappointing to find out, but it's a welcome change that they will fix it. So you can see here her passive soul siphoning. Each attack launch deals an extra true damage equal to 40% attack one time if the target's HP is higher than 80%. That is every single attack. Everything she does is a basic normal attack. So this is a nice little chunk of true damage you can always tack on, and it's always been stuck at 40%, even though it can go 50% higher from 40 to 60% if you bring it to max skills. Most people that use Zealatu a lot have her max skilled out, so you're going to get an extra 20% true damage on every single one of her hits. This isn't going to be game-breaking, but certainly it will make her better, and this is the one addressed hero thing that they've got in the patch notes that you will see an immediate change on. Next up, we've got Ardia. Fixed an issue where the circular blade, that kind of blade saw she throws from her talent, would sometimes fire in the incorrect direction. I use Ardia all the time. I've never seen this happening, but if this was happening and now it's going to go always in the right direction, that should be a little bit more damage. That's solid. Now we've got a nice one. This is mostly going to be, I guess, because Narvi has really risen in the single target arena meta. Maybe this is why this is getting changed. Maybe some top players were complaining. They fixed the hero's ultimate trigger logic during auto fights. Narvi's ult doesn't just generate costs. It also has a decent inspiration effect. It's nothing crazy, but it's something. So the fact that the internal logic, the AI on this will be better is obviously a good thing. And finally, we have Kigiri over here, the Undying Ronin, many people's favorite exclusive, or I guess he was until Sun Wukong took over the entire game. When you obtain Yuri Foxfire Kitsuna, I hope I said that right, this is going to be a new hero, more on her in a second. Once you have her, you get a new bond skill. After Sweeping Strike is activated, restores 10% HP. After Ember Strike is activated, that's a special one if he's hit during his ult in his sheath state within the first 3 seconds, it will restore 25% HP. He obviously takes a lot less damage a lot of the time because he can parry and counter and stuff like that. So he takes less damage and he has more HP remaining on him in general. Now he can heal up. This should be nice, especially for people progressing through things like Campaign and Void Rift, even Void Rift Epilogue. You could see this working in Gear Raid 5, Gear Dungeon 2 very well. It's not a game-breaking bond skill. The better bond skill will be the one Kigiri gives to Yuri Foxfire Kitsuna, and Yuri's skill is great. I can't tell you it because we're not allowed to do leak stuff anymore, but quite frankly, everyone is leaking all the time. So what I will do is I'll put a picture of what she's supposed to look like right here, and I will tell you she looks to be, at the worst, a very solid legendary marksman, dual faction in Piercer and Nightmare. So she's the second Nightmare marksman in the entire game after Hotsit, and then at best, she might be phenomenal. She's not on test server. I can't test her yet. As soon as she's there, I'll let you know. But this is going to be a new hero. She's a bond skill, like a partner to Kigiri. Could this be a Valentine's Day hero? I think likely. I know a lot of people are talking about those Chinese myth ones, the 3 legends or whatever. That sounds appropriate for Chinese New Year. Maybe they'll do both for Valentine's Day. I don't know. But Yuri, I'm assuming Yuri sounds Japanese. Kigiri, this kind of samurai thing, makes sense to me. They would do that as like a loving Kigiri bond skill thing. People are asking, could Kigiri come back as an exclusive then? It's possible. I would say unlikely, but it is in the realm of possibility. He was on Raid Up pretty recently, so I would guess no. Also, they're probably going to want to do a new exclusive and really make some bank for Valentine's Day. That covers the heroes. The juiciest part of this update for sure comes with the gear. That's probably why a lot of people clicked on this video. So let's get into it right now. The following gear sets will no longer have healing effect as a secondary attribute if that gear piece is of ancient quality. And what they've done here is listed every single set in the game that is either a DPS set or DPS adjacent. What do I mean by DPS adjacent? More on that in a second. Let me read these to you so quickly. Fatality, Curse, Fracture, Hawkeye, Mana Spring, Annihilating Might, Whirlwind, Calamity, the Glacier, Night Terror, the Styx, the Doom, the Wisdom, the Insight, Warlord, Ageless Wrath, Soulbound Arcana, Infernal Roar, Hell's Lament, Cataclysm, Wicked Vengeance. That was in order from Tier 1 to Tier 3, as you can see. And all of these will no longer, if it's an ancient piece of gear, be able to get healing effect. This is great in 2 ways. No hero on your DPS gear wants heal effect, with the sole exception of Artemis, but even with him, don't worry about it. So if it's DPS, you don't want that. And now that that's gone and guaranteed not to be there, it's more likely that a desirable substat will be replacing the heal effect that could have been there. So yes, it could be flat defense, but hey, maybe it's flat attack, or rage regen percentage, or attack speed. You know, that is really exciting stuff. Now, what am I talking about DPS adjacent? This is the weird part where it's a slight L. Overall, it's a colossal W, but there's a slight loss here. Whirlwind, Calamity, Warlord, those are great sets for healers, right? Whirlwind could be a great set for an HP-based healer, an attack-based healer. It's not just a DPS set. It's also a great set for like a spammer, debuffer hero, or a crowd control hero like Mari or Aeon or Laurel. It's only for ancients, so it's really not the end of the world. And big picture, this makes it more likely that your Whirlwind piece will have attack speed and rage regen, which is probably what you want. And then I'll say for an attack-based healer, Calamity and Warlord, you easily could want attack bonus, attack speed, heal effect. That's no longer in the cards, but hey, you can still get it on a non-ancient piece. I'd say this is 98% a huge W. Number 2, a very simple, very powerful sentence. They've increased the ancient gear's drop rate. If you remember from the video I had a couple days ago, on Forerunner, they added an ancient gear pity system. I went back and forth with our dev contact for literally a week, asking what that pity system is, and I never got a straight answer. I never got specifics, and lo and behold, when this actual update has come and arrived on global, that pity system seems to be out the window. So I don't know if that's something they have in mind for the future, or who knows what, but for now, maybe the reason they wouldn't give me a straight answer is because they knew it wasn't coming. It does say explicitly, and we're going to trust them, we can test it out a bit if you guys want. You can volunteer. It's going to be a huge study if we choose to do it. The question would be, is the ancient gear's drop rate actually increased? They're stating it here. in simply 5 words. I'm choosing to believe it. I don't see why they would deceive us on that, so let's hopefully think they did not, and that's obviously awesome. A higher likelihood to get ancient gear is better for every single player in the realm. Now you can see it increased the chance of ancient gear having more high-quality secondary attributes. I've done more testing on the test server and looking into new pieces of ancients as I've done some farming. I believe this does not mean they're going to roll better. I believe it means there's going to be a better correlation between relevant substats, secondary stats, and the main stat. So if you have an attack bonus main stat, it's going to be more likely that you're going to get the crit rate, crit damage, flat attack, rage and attack speed, and you're not going to get stuck with the flat defense, the defense bonus, so on and so on. That is how I believe this will manifest when it arrives. That's what it looks like on the test server. Number 4, this is always weird to me. They added exclusive gear for certain heroes. They do this every time. It's great that they're adding exclusive gear, but they don't tell us what. They just say they're adding it. It seems really easy. You add a couple sub points. It's for Razak, Nyx, and Kigiri, right? But they don't do that. Could it be faction gear? Could it be class exclusive gear? We'll have to see. We'll know soon enough, but that's all I can tell you right now. Here is a biggie. They've increased the number of recommendation rules in the recommendation settings. So this is how you can do your customized gear selling plans. I obviously will have an updated video with new rules to accommodate all the changes coming. The number of rules for your 2-piece left side sets and 3-piece right side sets are now going from 20 each to 25 each. That extra 5 will make a big, big difference, and that is awesome. Furthermore, something I've been asking about since day one, for custom rules in those recommendation settings, 2-piece sets can now be filtered by primary attribute. This was not possible before, which was very annoying. Because, for example, I would make a rule I wanted to be for an HP healer breastplate, but I couldn't choose the primary stat to be flat HP and guarantee it was a breastplate, so it would have overlap with the weapon and some bad gear could slip through the cracks. That was unavoidable. Now it is avoidable. So obviously I will be making new gear recommendation settings, likely by the end of the weekend. So please look forward to that. If you like to use my settings, they will be phenomenal. I promise. A couple more things here. They've optimized the process of equipping heroes with gear. Players will no longer automatically return to the hero list after equipping gear. Just going to allow you to gear from hero to hero faster. If we go here, number 8, they've added an option for sorting in the gear filter. You can sort for just unenhanced gear plus 0 for any gear that's not enhanced. We already had the option 0 to 4, but I had this requested many times by viewers, so clearly you guys made suggestions and the devs listened, so now you can just see all your unenhanced gear easily filtered. And finally, you can now directly sell or lock newly forged artifacts as soon as you receive them. And here's our first moment where I can show something off live on the Fastidious test server. We go here, let's yank a tenor of the exclusive artifacts, and you'll see it's simple, but it's elegant and it's nice. Here's an Ein artifact. Let's say I want to lock it because I like it. You can do it right from this screen. Let's say, screw you, Ein, and I want to sell it. Kaboom, I instantly get my 100 mithril. You can't mass sell like you can after a big gear farm, but hey, I think this is a welcome addition. Let's continue on. As I said, these notes are long, 20 minutes or less is looking pretty tough. We've got Season 7 beginning of Guild Wars. The second run of the Gladiators Gauntlet will come. This is that big tournament. I think it's 128 guilds make it. Maybe it's 256. I think it's 128. Let me know, people. And it narrows into one big winner. You get rewards and special things along the way. So because of that, they're delaying, you can see, the preparation phase for the normal Guild Wars season. That will begin after the Gladiators Gauntlet tournament. There'll be a prep phase for the Gladiators Gauntlet from January the 20th to January the 23rd. Then the battles will commence the following week from the 24th to the 31st. And then finally, there'll be a large ranking calculation and reward payout period on the 1st of February. Already talked about this, the new prep phase. We're getting a new season exclusive Demon Soldier, the Frostborn Scholar. Let's head over to the test server and I can show you him right now. Hopefully I can find him very quickly. There he is. He's like a frozen wizard boy. You can see what's his deal. This unit is capable of granting shields to nearby ground allied demon soldiers, a perfect match for demon soldiers with a high HP. Shield effect gains a bonus on demon soldiers with the Mark of Frostborn ability. That won't really be a thing, the Mark of the Frostborn, until they start introducing the Demon Soldier factions, but this lets us know it is coming quite soon. Let's go to the skill now. Grants ground Demon Soldiers a shield equal to 25% of their max HP for 6 seconds. When Demon Soldiers with the Mark of Frostborn ability receive the shield, it increases the strength from 25% to 50%. Pretty nice. You can see he's got Dolores Constance range over here, and it is an AoE to all the melee unit ally demon soldiers in range. So he's kind of like a frozen version of the Fool. The shields aren't as big, and they don't scale in the same way, but they go on everyone. I think this guy could be really, really, really strong. You can see over here, he's got this passive. I can't test this out yet. I think maybe this is his way of giving that Mark of the Frostborn even now before we get the proper factions. We'll find that out soon enough. And then finally, if you can get him level 5, which obviously won't happen this season, you can't farm him yet, this will be unlocked at level 5 plus 25% HP. You can see how this guy with like a bunch of necromancers could be really pesky, right? For swarm strats, now they all got shields. I'm sure there's going to be many, many other ways to take advantage of this, but any kind of AoE situation where you've got a lot of ground melee demon soldier allies, he should be really strong. I think he'll be fairly meta fairly quickly. Let's continue now. They've significantly increased the guild coin rewards for each Guild Wars attack, so extra incentive to actually do your Guild Wars attacks. That's nice, especially for someone like me that forgets to do them once in a while. And then on top of that, more coins to use in the guild shop, because it's getting kind of tight nowadays. They're not giving us as much for how many nice things there are to buy in the shop. If we go to number 5, the amount of nice things in the shop are also increasing. We now have the chance to get at least one ancient summoning crystal that we can redeem weekly in the guild shop. TBD if it's more than one. Assuming it's weekly, it's just going to be the one. But let's look at the guild shop now. If we go to the test server, it's a pretty cool place to be. So hopefully we get enough coins that we can clear everything out every single week. If we go over here, you can get it's 2. So phenomenal. You can get the 2 ancient summons. Then there's the 1 legendary skill crystal. And then we have got, the 5 fragments of a mythic artifact essence. So that's 1/6 of a mythic artifact essence. That's a lot, right? If you want to buy, these are the premium things, these 3 things. So if we add it together, that's 2,400. And then if you get both of these, that's another 2,000. So you need 4,400 coins a week. I really hope they're serious when they say they've dramatically increased the coin rewards, because it'd suck not to get those every week now that they're there. Otherwise, we're going to have to be picking and choosing, which isn't the end of the world, but I hope we don't have to, right? Let's continue on. The Demon Soldier drop preview is now available in the Gear Raid Demon Soldier chest. So this is pretty cool. It's not the craziest thing in the world, but it's something we didn't have and we should have had. So you can see, let's say I want to head into Gear Raid 2. We can get previews of all our rewards. If you click on this golden demon chest over here, you can actually see these are the demon soldiers that you can drop fragments of or drop original copies if it's your first time getting them from this specific Gear Raid. Why did I click Gear Raid 2? Because you can see this is where the Infernal Cleric, the current theme demon soldier, exclusive demon soldier to season 6, this is where he's moving. Once a Guild War season ends, they enter the normal pool. So demon soldier Infernal Cleric will now be available from Gear Raid 2 specifically. The final thing, I saw people already not understanding this on Discord, so let me explain it clear as day. If you have unclaimed rewards from Drake's Chasm or Titanic Ruins when leaving or being kicked out of your guild, these rewards will be sent to you via mail. However, and this is what people aren't getting, it's only if you leave your guild or are kicked out after the settlement period, but before you go to claim them. So what do I mean? You do your Guild Boss 1, your Drake, you do your Titanic Ruins Semra, it's Monday, let's say the game resets, now the rewards are sent to you. Before you actually click into the guild screen and go to the Drake, go to Semra to claim those, you either leave your guild or you are kicked out. If that situation happens, you'll see in your mailbox all those rewards appear. However, if you do your Drake or your Titanic Ruins and before the reset you leave or are kicked out, you're not going to get them. It has to have already happened after the day reset for Guild Boss 1 or the week reset for Guild Boss 2 for you to get them coming in your mail. It's a very specific thing. It's not that crazy. It's just, hey, you forgot to go claim them physically in the right page before leaving. They're sending it to you now. But if you do it before reset, you're screwed. All right, others. They've added 2 secret achievements in the camp. I know what both of these are, so I'll tell you right now. Eat your way to something legendary and taste a delicacy from ancient times. These are gained by going over here to Lily, cooking the mystery rewards. So don't do this until after the update, guys. If you do this, you can see a reward preview over here. You have the opportunity to get a legendary summoning crystal or an ancient summoning crystal. These are those 2 secret achievements I just read respectively. This is the first one, eat something legendary, and this is get a taste of ancient times or whatever they called it. So you're going to want to cook your mystery rewards here after the update, and you'll get those 2 secret achievements, and you'll get 30 diamonds, I'm sure. Let's continue on and let's see. We're nearly done here. There's so much to get through. We've got this, some more new content when heroes visit in your camp. Do I have anyone visiting right now? Yes, you can see I've got Drogo over here visiting. Usually you get just 2 things. Now it seems once you complete your 2 quests, it will trigger new things. So I just finished my second one. I just did 2 at once. Now he wouldn't leave. On the next reset, he would offer me something else to do. What is that? We don't know yet, but we will know soon enough. Here's a very simple one. If you've got a background fight going and you're playing on mobile or an auto fight ends, your tablet or phone, whatever you're using, will vibrate, and then you'll know it ended. Great. Number 4, they added display mode options on the hero page, which can be unlocked after clearing campaign stage normal 8-4. I snooped around on test server. I don't know exactly what they mean. I have only one theory. Currently on mobile, you can go to this view and just get a different view with nothing in your way of the character. There's a camera button now on test server, so you can take a little photo. They want permission. Let's deny that on my BlueStacks. It doesn't matter. That's the only thing I was able to find. Maybe it's going to be something else. We'll figure it out soon, but that is my theory for you guys. They have 3 new skins cycling into the skin shop. That's pretty neat, and it ties very nicely into this thing that I'm very excited about as a content creator with the platform who's free to play and is desperate for some hero skins. You can now gift skins to your friends or fellow guildmates or whatever you want to do. I can actually show you how to do that right now. Obviously, it costs money, so I'm not telling anyone to do this, but if someone wanted to send me the Ymmerit skin, for example, we're on the test server now, obviously. That's why I have infinite W gold. You can go here. You can send gift to friend, and I could send this to Blunt Guts. Boom, right? I'm not going to use real money. We'll use the W gold I get for free. And there you go. We'll send it anyway. Equip for myself? No. Enjoy it. There you go, Blunt Guts. Congratulations. You've got the Ymmerit skin on your test server. So it obviously costs real money, but as someone who might receive a couple, it's pretty exciting. What I would encourage the devs to do, someone suggested this on my stream. I'm sorry, I can't remember who. I think very often these will be bought for creators or maybe for your guild leaders, something like that. Just fun little things to send. It would be cool if on that page it stated like skin courtesy of whoever gifted it to you. So that person could like live on that other person's account, or like gift generously donated by, and it's like a little thing in the corner when you're on the hero view screen or something. I think that'd be a nice way to make it a little better for the gift giver. If we go to number 7 here, they've increased the discount for shard legendary summoning crystals in the black market. I actually refreshed a ton on test server before this, so I could show you that. Previously, the discount was 20%. Now it's 30%. So let's do some math. You can only buy 1 shard of the legendary summoning crystal at a time. So you need to buy this 30 times. That's what it takes to forge it together and make a legendary summon. Previously, if you bought it only with the discount, it would be 80 diamonds per 1/30th per fragment. So that would cost you 2,400 diamonds. That's a lot. Now it's going to be 70 per, so it will cost you 2,100 diamonds. That's a lot. I don't think this moves the needle for many, many players. What is 2,100 diamonds, right? That's like 24 rare summons. Let me actually show you. So they're valuing a legendary summoning crystal at 2,100 diamonds. If you use those diamonds instead for rare summons for your invocation banners or a limited banner, something like that, we can take that number, divide by 88. You can see it, like I said, it's just less than 24 summons, 24 rare summons. You'll get some rares you can sell off for diamonds, so it will be a lot more than that. It'll be like 26 or 27. Let's just call it 25. What is 25? Well, Soft Pity kicks in at 180, right? So if we do 25 divided by 180, it's actually 14% of the way to Soft Pity on a normal banner. You're giving that up for 1 divine summon. And not to mention all the other things you could get from those 25 summons. I still think this is a god-awful value. I always thought the ancient fragment value was better. Not saying it's good, it was just better. This is not enough. I think this would have to be down to like 60 or even 50 to start being a relevant value for any normal players. If you're not, if you're a big spender or something, or you want to risk it for the biscuit, you do you. But I think this still kind of sucks. Now, number 8, they've increased the drop rate of mythic extracts in all Extreme 2 stages in the promotion raids. I think that's great. I know a lot of people on like early and mid-game accounts have been struggling to get those, so hopefully you get more now. And you can 6-star promote heroes more quickly. Very simple things now. They've optimized the display on low-resolution devices. They've optimized some of the camp upgrade quests, so the things you do to increase your global camp level as you unlock things like the harbor and the mine and so on. They've optimized certain Odyssey quests. They're not telling us which. They've optimized some visual effects. And finally, they have removed the option for mythic gear in auto fights to automatically be sold depending on the rarity. Quite frankly, that's a feature I've never used, so I'm not familiar with it. There's more though, because as always, they can't put it all in the update. They have to do the colorful thing as well. So this is going to be more the content-based stuff. It's going to be pretty quick, so don't worry. We just had a new Immortal Codex month, 2-week period begin now. So that will be a normal one. We've got our 3 typical bosses. However, at the beginning of February, the next rotation of Immortal Codex will get brand new content. So I heard some people complaining about this. I'm not complaining about this at all. I think this is going to be pretty dang cool. So if we look over here, it's going to start off normal. 2 bosses we know well. We've got the Conqueror boss. This is like the melee AoE boss. Then we've got the Styx boss. That's the multi-hit boss. And then we're getting Phantasmal Nightmare. So I heard people saying, this is lazy. It's just smashing 2 previously existing bosses together. It's not innovative content. While I do hear you, it is going to be a new challenge for us, and we're going to have to use new heroes. So what will this look like? Well, commanders will have 1 team with 7 units that you can bring to the battle. You can deploy 6 at a time, and those units will have to be used against both of these bosses. In one battle, you'll face the Conqueror boss, then the Styx boss. I think that's fresh enough. You know, if they need to make content, if this is a quick way to do it, this is a new challenge. It's going to cause us to think and try out new heroes. Maybe new stars emerge. That's always good. You just want as many heroes as possible to be relevant on your account. This is a good way to do it. An interesting thing you can see, they've already recommended some heroes. Some of them are obvious, right? Ardia, amazing for Conqueror. She hits hard enough that she could still be in Styx. Sun Wukong, good in Conqueror, phenomenal in Styx. That's a great choice. Helga, same kind of story. That all makes sense, but they have recommended Init, Praetus, and Ingrid. These are 3 platform units. You cannot use any platform units in Conqueror, right? There are no platforms to deploy on. This does make me think, is it a whole new map entirely? And actually, Conqueror now will allow you to use some kind of AoE platform units as well. That's pretty exciting to me. I think this should be pretty fun. It's obviously not groundbreaking content, but it's a good thing. It's a positive addition to the game. Now, obviously, with Season 7 of Guild Wars, we're getting 2 new maps. This is for the Central Keep. This is for the Defense Tower. We already discussed the Frostborn Scholar, Mr. AoE Shield over here. The season will come with a new emote. It's of the Frostborn Scholar, and a new border for those way on top in Overlord. And finally, this Gladiator's Gauntlet we're getting in just a couple weeks. You can get this badass Maul skin. You can get a new chat bubble. You can get some refining crystals and a new guild banner. We have 3 new artifacts, not exclusive artifacts, normal mythic artifacts that are already on test server. I will have a video on that tomorrow showing you them all off. These will be arriving very shortly. And I'll tell you, some of them are pretty good, and some of them, at the very least, have a lot of potential. This Shattered Hilt is going to be the best in slot, non-exclusive for many single target units. It's permanent damage. You can kind of think of it as the melee version of Spirit Siphon. It's quite nice. Now we've got a Marksman artifact, this Blight Caller's Claw. This certainly has potential. It basically gives you a single target damage boost, and then you can have a little extra burst of physical DPS. TBD. I think someone like Yovar, they say Silas and Yovar here. I think it's going to be better for Yovar because you're going to want someone that puts out a ton of hits. But we'll test this out and we'll see. And then finally, a new Defender mythic artifact, Dragon Blood Gauntlet. This increases defense and damage. The increases are significant, and you can see they want to make defense scaling damage more viable in this game. So they're suggesting Gon and Edith. That's a big fat TBD for me. As it stands now, those heroes just don't have the multipliers to scale. Even with a 30% damage boost and a 30% defense boost, which is what I believe I'm remembering this to be, I don't see it cutting it, but hey, it could be something. How much? We'll see. And then the juiciest of the juice, what many people still watching have been waiting for, Beelzebub. I did a video last week introducing you to his exclusive artifact, and common dub for me, let's be honest, I correctly predicted he probably was coming within 1 or 2 months. This guarantees it. This actually will be a shard summoning event. we will all have the chance to get this 100% for free. And don't worry, I'll have testing on this very, very soon because they did just send me 5 copies on the test server. So we're all gonna have the chance to get his artifact. And this like hard locks in the fact that we will be able to get Beelzebub. He's gonna come on a banner very soon. You can see the artifact shard assembly begins in 12 days time. It's really likely this will overlap with a Beelzebub banner. I would think he could come as early as next weekend and as late as 3 weekends from now, but certainly in that period. It's huge news. He's going to be a minimum double S unit. Double S is coming to my site within a couple days, and he has potential to be a triple S unit. He's phenomenal. He's who I've been saving my divine summons for months. I'm stoked. You should be too. All in all, this is a W update. Thank you, Moonton. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Share with your mother. Subscribe to the channel. I've been Fastidious, and I'll see you real soon. Bye.
Fastidious.